2 Timothy. And chapter 3 and verse 12. And I'm glad y'all are here for Shabbat. It's good to set aside and sanctify this day. And all right, if we can, chapter 3, verse 12. And it reads, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Messiah Yahusha shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving," say deceiving, deceiving and being deceived. Can you imagine this was written about 2,000 years ago? And if they're waxing worse, and what does wax mean? They're going to get worse and worse. So if they're waxing worse and worse, can you imagine how bad it is today? And the reason I wanted to bring this out, because a few years ago, I had my daughter Sarah working with me, and she hears, what I listen to at work, and she knows, I'm trying to live the way I'm supposed to live. And she was telling me, "Dad, do you know people talk about people like you?" And she was saying, I can't exactly quote what she said, but she was like, she might have said, "They make fun of people like you, and they talk about you." Okay. So we just got to know that when we do live for Him, that we are going to be persecuted. And I really feel that something's fixing to come. I mean, we're hearing of everything that's happening, and I like what it says, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived." We're living in a time of great deception. My son Aaron, he's working at the border. I mean, we could just watch the news, me and Casey get our news through YouTube, and you kind of see what their view of what's happening at the border. But we just don't know. We actually don't know what's the real thing. I mean, they could have got together. This is all a plan to starve out Texas. And them burning up all the animal farms. And we're hearing of all these things that are happening in the other countries. They are depleting our food sources and the farmlands. So there is something coming. And it's just, we're living in a time of deception, that we could look like the Republicans and look at one way, or look at as a Democrat, but they could be in the back room hugging each other and best friends. So we really have to be careful. And I really believe, I've been to painting some houses, and there'll be some man watching Fox News, and he's just like that. And I wanted to tell him, "Hey man, you're barely scratching this up, but there's so much information out there, it's hard to tell what to believe." So it's coming to a time that we can't believe man. We just have to believe His Word. And if we want to know something about the age and the time that we're living in, we're going to have to ask Him for an insight of what's happening. So I let my daughter know that I have decided a long time ago and prepared my heart to be hated on. And I've prepared my heart in this way. Who am I? Nothing. I am nothing. So who cares that they talk about me, right? I mean, you just think about that. Who cares? And even a while back, I told you I was painting Grace Point, and I love to paint, y'all. The Father has blessed me with a job that I love to do. Here I am rolling Grace Point on scaffolding, and I had tears in my eyes because it was a time of great push for the jab, right? And I was already thinking, they can actually tell all the contractors, if you don't get this certain medicine, you can't work in the city of El Campo, right? Mm-hmm. It was getting that bad. And so I was already making my calling and election sure. I was already thinking in my heart if this would come upon me, would I stand for what I believe? Would I trust in His word that He's my healer and my deliverer? Or would I turn and bow to the beast system? And I chose and I said, if I have to say bye to painting, I prepared my heart to do so. And the Father will make other ways and other avenues where I can provide for my family. Even if I got a farm or whatever I got to do, I am prepared to do those things. And I know a lot of people don't think that way, but I don't want anything to catch me unawares where it would make my feet slip and make me fall. I want to be able to know what is coming. And reading these scriptures that we're going to read is just, I feel like a warning. Things are coming. You're going to hear greater things in the news. I just heard not too long ago, fish are dying again. In the book of 2nd Esdras, it talks about before the coming of Yahusha, you're going to see a mass fish, a dying off of fish. And it's starting to happen again. So even in nature, we're seeing animals are not acting the same that they used to. Things are happening. Earthquakes, right? In diverse places. And we need to not just be comfortable and, no, we have to understand something can change within a twinkling of an eye. And just like, that medicine that they were saying that everyone had to take, who's seen that coming, right? And look, bam, it hit the world, and fear entered everyone's heart. And some of us maybe have thought about taking this medicine, right? Deception. And now they're finding out, wow, this medicine is killing people. Mass heart attacks. I just had a friend, he was a cabinet man. I was just talking about him to my son Anthony. I didn't know he passed away in September. Of what? Heart attack. Why? Yeah, just fill in the blanks. I mean, people are dying. People that we know are dying right now because of a certain thing. So, just how that came, something else is right behind it coming, and something else. So we have to prepare our hearts to be talked about, run down, whatever the case may be. We have to make our calling and election sure that we're standing on His word. Like that scripture says, no weapon, that song we're just listening to, what was it called? The anchor song. Mm-hmm. He's my anchor. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And why shall it not prosper? Because we trust in His word. That's why no weapon formed against us shall prosper, because we trust in His word. And I know that He takes care of us. About 10 or 11 years, I was in county jail, and everyone takes, I forgot what kind of shot. It's some kind of shot so you don't get some kind of dirty disease. I forgot the name of it. But everyone gets it. Something like that. I forgot the name of it, but everyone gets it. Can you imagine me, out of all those people, didn't take it? What happened? He's my refuge and strength. He's my shield and buckler. And it didn't hit me till I got out. It's like, wait a minute, they didn't give me that shot. It's amazing. Is it a coincidence? No, He's got our back. He knows what's good for us. He knows what's bad for us. I was just telling Casey, did you know in 2015, I'm not going to mention any names, someone supposedly rich, even if this is a real guy or not, I won't say his name, but he bought out 3 big medicine things, mm-hmm. Right, Casey? Big factories. Pharmacia. And this was in 2015. And if you knew who I'm talking about, they say he also bought the apple cider vinegar not too long ago. Bragg's vinegar. And now the apple cider vinegar, if you don't know, it's supposed to be very good for you in many ways, right, Casey? Mm-hmm. And now people are looking